Hello and welcome, race fans, into tonight's HCK Beagle Racing League Series race here, coming at you live from Nashville Super Speedway, the 1.3 mile racetrack. That's going to give these guys all some fits and bobbles. This one is it's a different one. Even though the name says Super Speedway, it's really nothing too super speedway about it. These drivers will have a tough task in store for them here this evening. So let's get things all started off and kicked off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to the fantastic sponsors here. Hansley Motorsports being the main sponsor of the evening. Thank you for jumping on board here once again. Hansley Motorsports for being a great part of the HCK Beagles Racing League. Of course, we have to say also a big thank you to Abruzzi Racewear. Be sure to go check them out for any real life or sim life racewear needs, whether that be shoes, gloves, helmets, suits, all of the above. Be sure to head on over to AbruzziRacewear.com and pick yourself up some fantastic gear. Of course, big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com. They'll set you up with some other gear, ones that have the HCK Beagles merchandise on it, and you definitely don't want to miss out on some of that. Great hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything that you can possibly think of, all being made over there, specially made to order. So thank you, TrackDogsRacing.com, the official merchandising supplier of the HCKBRL and AAA Broadcasting. Big thank you as well to Chiefland RC Raceway down there in Florida. If you love racing those RC cars around a good old dirt track with all the jumps and all the S's and everything you can think of, be sure to head on down there to Florida and give them a good check out, because they are absolutely fantastic setting up their courses with special dirt that they have to ship in, man. It is absolutely awesome. So thank you, Chiefland RC Raceway. Big thank you to Sonic Graphic Design as well. One of the best iRacing painters that we've seen in quite some time. He's been putting in some good work and a whole bunch of fantastic paint schemes on out there. So big thank you over there to Sonic Graphic Design. And of course, can never forget about AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where at the push of a button they can throw flags, do whatever they need to do, whether it's black flags, yellow flags, wave arounds, anything like that, all at the reach of their fingertips. So big thank you to AdminBoxx. As always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by two of my best friends over here, Mr. Alan English up in the booth with me here tonight. And oh boy, Mr. English, do we have a great show for these drivers out here this evening. Nashville Super Speedway, we don't come here often, but when we do, it is absolutely fantastic.
Sweet track, man. This is kind of reminiscent of your, down home Saturday night track, but it's 1.33 miles. It's pretty big, so these guys run really quick out here. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these trucks run around out here tonight. Pit road, a little bit hard to get onto pit road at speed, so you really got to practice that during the practice. Hopefully these guys did. We're already in the qualifying session now, so 45 miles an hour, the pit speed limit. So hopefully, and plus it's got that what's it called, Turner? That little infield exit ramp for the it's like an access road to get on and off the track. Like it's like a service road. Yeah. So hopefully these guys don't get too confused, because if you screw up, you'll ride that service road all the way around. So we've seen that happen here before when we've covered races here. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a good one. I'm really looking forward to Nashville tonight here with HCK.
Indeed. Well, down there on pit road, ready for all the fantastic and high flying action, is Mr. Adam Turner. And Adam, coming here to Nashville Super Speedway, one thing I've been noticing, man, this track is rough, and these trucks, they're gonna get all beat on up out there, whether it's hitting each other, hitting the walls, doing whatever it is these trucks like to do.
I mean, it looks like they built this thing a long time ago and they haven't repaved it. Very hard concrete. It's going to tear up some tires, I think. I don't think it's banked too severely, so we're going to see some interesting racing, I think, tonight. I'm not that familiar with this track, to be honest with you. We've probably only watched a couple races here, but I think we're in for a fun one here with HCKBRL.com. These guys know how to get it on and have some fun. I think they're going to do some voting tonight, and we'll get into that, fan votes and broadcaster votes and all this and that. But here's the rules: 0 fast repairs. That's dangerous. 75% fuel, 4 sets of tires. Nobody's going to get disqualified for incident points. I think it's 71 out there last I checked, so the track is fine. Track is cool. It's a matter of being able to hold your line here, because I think you're going to move around a lot as you wear those tires out.
Indeed. As we take a look at tonight's race info here, beautiful, nice and dark weather here, making the track nice and cool, and no rain in the forecast, which is always a good thing. I'm still waiting for that one day that iRacing surprises us with a big old hurricane flying over these things. I can't
wait, man. It's going to be fun when they do rain.
It will be, until you see trucks all piled up in turn number 1. That's it's all fun and games till someone's rig gets blown on up. But nonetheless, we head on down there to tonight's key to the race, and man, here comes the bump. Psst. There is a very bumpy track out here at Nashville Super Speedway. You're going to have to take all of your racing skill to make sure you hold your line here tonight.
It's bumpy and it's rough. This is a concrete track. The tires are going to get shredded out here. So hopefully these guys did some practice and found the line that works for them to try to save some tires out here. And another big point too here, the fast repair situation. These guys don't have any, so you got to take care of that truck. Please mind your P's and Q's out there, drivers, and don't get involved in any stuff. Don't press the issue or anything until it comes time when you need to. But we're going to have some cowboys out there like Adam Turner that just want to ramp up the aggression and challenge people and start pit maneuvering people. And
why wouldn't you? That's basically what this thing's all about, right? Aren't we supposed to fight each other?
Yeah, but I think we're gonna see some fighting out there in the crowds tonight, as thankfully Michael Newton reminding us here that tonight we are doing a fan vote and broadcaster vote for the best Memorial Day paint scheme, as they're off next week for the Memorial Day. So we'll be going through all these drivers and picking out some fantastic paints. I mean, we're looking here at the #1 Sonic machine right now. Ooh, man, that thing is nice.
I don't know how are we gonna set up a poll?
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Just let us know, and
yeah, we'll bring it.
just let us know out there when we see a truck if you like their paint scheme out there.
Yeah, the broadcaster vote will be easy. We have an offline channel where we can type and say, all right, let's pick this one. I pick this one. I pick this one. Okay, we got that decided. That'll be easy.
Is it?
But the fan vote thing, that'll be a little bit harder, but we'll figure it out.
That indeed. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the drone cam is the default cam, not the scenic or the blimp view. So this drone cam is kind of annoying, and I don't like it. But nonetheless, we will be a-okay here. So we only got about a couple minutes left here out in qualifying. We thank you all for tuning in over there on the YouTubes, because man, you guys are the reason why we have so much fun in doing this and seeing all y'all out there in the chat. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way anytime we go live you get alerted and see some of the great racing action that we got to bring in. If you do like it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, because Adam Turner is gonna be going to war with Mark Zuckerberg here pretty soon, and he needs all the likes and veterans that he can to get piled up for him.
That's a fact. I don't like Zuckerberg, Bezos, Gates. I didn't vote for any of those clowns. Let's rally against them as the people.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, and hit the subscribe button if you could. Just help us out a little bit. I didn't.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I got a little crossways already.
Hey, man, that's to be expected. We want to thank everybody that's joining us over there in the YouTube chat channel already. Tower Operator, thank you so much for everything you do for this league and the other leagues that you're involved in. And Tristan Cotton says, first time watching live, usually in the races. Hopefully everybody has a good race tonight. Let's see. Michael Newton saying that tonight we're doing fan vote. Oh, yeah, we already read that one. EOL to the 44 to start tonight's race due to a previous penalty. Andrew Hansley never raced here before, man. And he's the sponsor of the race, is he not? Isn't that the Andrew Hansley 105 or 140 or whatever it is?
The Hansley Motorsports. I mean, it's his.
Yeah.
Him. Hey.
We appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Thank you so much, Tristan, for coming out just to listen to my voice. But I'm just the middleman here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the ones that draw the crowds. And
you're just
AW42 said, "Let's go, Team America." All four of these guys, Team America, starting in the top 8. Looks like it's time to grid there, Alan. You want to go do a rundown here, buddy?
That indeed it is. So let's head on down here to pit road and tell everyone where their favorite driver is going to be starting off here tonight. 51 Joshua Moore is getting that AdminBoxx Pole Award winner here this evening. He's going to have the #1 Nate Cogdell sitting out to his outside. The 16 Nick Gardner getting a pretty good starting spot up there in third, with the 42 of Kevin Winker of Team America starting there in fourth. 13 of one of the Beverly clan, Mark Beverly, starting out there in fifth, with the 15 of Cody Staten to his outside in sixth. The 4 of Eric Stoy getting things started off here tonight in seventh, with the 88 of Zachary Staten starting in eighth. 34 Jesse Calloway having a pretty solid top 10 starting position here in ninth, with the 14 of Randy Lapidus rounding out your field starting top 10.
Yeah, the number 86, the guy that's got the coolest name in iRacing, Jake Bunjo, starting in 11th. 12th will be Ryan Torchia in the 81. The 26 of Jay Burton will start in 13th. 14th will be Andrew Hansley, the 4th in the 24 machine. Let's see, 45 of Tyler Beverly will start in 15th place. Outside row number 8, Hoss the Boss Beverly starting in that 22 machine. Frank Ranger in the 17 will start 17th. 329 Albert Anderson will start 18th. 19th will be Stephen Naylor in the 5. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, outside row number 10, the 87 of Jonathan Hebert.
44, David Wright, one of the Mets' best players of all time. 21st, Cale Turbeville in the 64 Klondike Machine, 22nd. Bad Brad Hunt will start 23rd in that 169 car. Michael Newton is our race control. Looks like Brian Bassett, 24th, and double nickel. Tom Barish will be 25th.
And that will round out our field here from Nashville Super Speedway as we get everybody all lined up and grouped up and ready to head down there to the green flag. Just waiting for, there it is, just making sure we get that one extra lap and we can get to talking with our pole sitter here, Mr. Joshua Moore, driving that 51 machine. And here we go. Mr. Joshua Moore, surprise, surprise, jumping on here as your pole award winner. Hopefully the internet sticks with you here tonight there, Josh, as I think tonight is going to be a pretty fun show for everybody.
Oh yeah, I love this track. This is probably my second favorite track right after Charlotte. But hopefully my internet stays intact tonight. We're honoring my Uncle Matt tonight. He's on the windshield. But hopefully this is a great race, and hopefully we put this Muhlenberger Custom Home Chevy into victory lane tonight.
Great job tonight out there getting the pole. Sergeant First Class, Matthew Small, thinking about you there, buddy, and great patriotic paint job out there on that Chevy Silverado. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck to you. We're looking forward to this one. Have fun out there.
Thanks.
And that was with our AdminBoxx Pole Award winner, Mr. Joshua Moore, as we're here getting ready to head on to the green flag, and you can see the fantastic paint schemes. We're going to be scrolling through these kind of one by one throughout the race. If you see a paint scheme that you're like, man, that's definitely a winner, be sure to shout it out there in chat and get that fan vote all rolling here, as you guys are making an important decision. I mean, there's going to be only 3 winners at the end of this one for paint schemes, and you guys get to decide one. So good luck out there to all these drivers and the eagle-eyed fans out there getting all ready as well.
Pace truck's down. Here we go.
Pace truck is down, and here we go for the first time here tonight, heading on off into the green flag racing here at Nashville Super Speedway. The 51 getting a great push from that 16 of Nick Gardner on that bottom line, able to drift on up the track pretty quickly. Nate Cogdell still getting stuck side by side with the 45. Oh man, having some good runs out there. I think that 45 is supposed to be the 13 of Mark Beverly, so add him to the list there, Turner. The 4 of Eric Stoy starting to make his way on up through this field as well. As you can see, the 42 and the 34 going side by side right behind them. The 15 and the 88 starting to make some moves as well.
Man, look at those Team America trucks. Those all look good. Somebody has the wrong number, Brown. I'm going to have to come down there and we're going to have a little chat. So far, it's looking real sharp. They're going super fast out here. I didn't know this was such a quick track for only 1.33 miles.
Yeah, it's kind of designed like one of those mile-and-a-half cookie cutters, but not quite so much in the mileage department or the banking department. This thing doesn't. It's got some bank to it. It's not, like Martinsville and dead flat. If anything, there's negative banking at Martinsville, I swear. But no, they got a little bit here, but not a whole ton, as that 51 gets off to a pretty good lead here. The 45 of Tyler Beverly starting to make up some ground. You can see America's Driver 329 of Albert Anderson. Man, that thing looks like one of those old freezer burn push pops you'd get from the ice cream truck. Love those
the ones
colors.
that you had to kind of scrape the crystals off of before you ate.
Yeah. But fantastic childhood memories. Don't let that
Oh no, it's not
All-Star Racing.
at all.
It looks like one of those what were they? I don't know. The red, white, and blue one. Yeah, had all the. It was a very popular, treat from the ice cream man.
Yeah, it looks like the 87 having some issues here tonight as well. He's currently not on the track as we're getting our first yellow flag. Oh no! Jay Burton having a rough time going into the corner there.
Tyler Beverly just said that's on him, number 45. We'll have to take a look and see what happened there.
Oh, there was some door-to-door banging going on. Looks like the 26 drifting down the track. I don't know if anyone's really at fault. That's kind of just a racing incident there, but
Yeah, I think so. This happens.
just some good side-to-side, door-to-door racing. And unfortunately, the way these trucks react whenever there's contact, I don't think is all that real. I don't think the 26 should have spun around like that the way they hit, but nonetheless, already getting beaten, battered, and bruised is Mr. Jay Burton. So while we got the time here and everyone's pretty much getting all lined up, let's go ahead and run down through this field and show everybody what some of these drivers' cars look like. You can see there the 51 of Joshua Moore. Then you got the 16 of Nick Gardner out there as well, looking absolutely fancy. You gotta love that. Then the one machine of Nate Cogdale. If we had for the broadcaster vote, man, that's my vote right there. That one machine looks absolutely fantastic. And the fake 45, but the real 13, Mark Beverly, looking good as well. The 4 of Eric Stoy. It's a solid paint scheme. I don't think he brought one out specifically for tonight, but it still looks good nonetheless. The 15, Cody Staton. Of course, Team America, always as patriotic as ever, looking solid here. The 42, Kevin Winker. Man, that's another solid looking one. I love how these, like iRacing and Trading Paints has done the alpha channels and the chrome and all that. It makes things really shiny. Man, that thing looks fantastic. 34, Jesse Calloway again. It doesn't look that patriotic here tonight, but that's okay. Still a pretty solid looking paint job. The 88 of Zach Staton, kind of on the dark horse ride of things here. Grabbing that machine, looking pretty solid. Jake Bunjo. And there's nothing more American than baseball running his Philly Fanatic scheme here tonight. Let's see, the 14 of Randy Lapidus. Another solid paint scheme, but not, again, not quite throwing it back to the whole red, white, and blue. You got the 81, Brian Torchia, trying to get things all kicked on off down there, looking pretty nice. 40, the actual 45 of Tyler Beverly, that looks pretty good as well.
The good thing is, you know, that's part of what freedom's about. You don't have to run, you know, whatever paint scheme we tell you to run. It's a free country there, buddy. And if you want to run whatever sponsor you want to, and a lot of these guys, maybe they missed the memo about, it's Patriot paint scheme tonight. Maybe they didn't know. You know, stuff happens. I forget to update my trading paints every now and then too. So I'm just glad to see all these guys out here racing tonight at this awesome series that HCK puts on.
That indeed is seeing Frank Ranger down there. Glad to have him on aboard. Hansley Motorsports racing the Hansley Motorsports machine.
Decided to sponsor tonight's race here at Nashville Super Speedway.
Ooh, and then you got the desert camo of David Wright in the 44.
I love that.
Hey, that's looking pretty good too. Ooh.
Love some desert camo.
I've been corrected. It's the bomb pop. Thanks, Tristan.
The bomb pop? What is the bomb?
Yeah, that's what Albert's truck looks like. A bomb pop. She used to get out of the ice cream man.
Oh, the red, white, and blue thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. I know what the bomb pop is. Yeah.
bomb pop.
Mr. Frosty didn't have the bomb pop out.
If you knew his name as Mr. Frosty, there's probably some deep
No.
issues there.
There's a documentary about the Mr. Frosty guy that helped out the Iceman killer, you remember? And he used to be a
No.
bomb builder, and the bomb pop thing was kind of a
No,
joke.
I don't.
Okay.
know.
Just Google the Iceman killer
Are
and
you telling
Mr.
me
Frosty.
that
No,
all
there's
of
a
these ice cream
driver.
trucks all these ice cream trucks are all unionized and they're all in one thing?
No. It was one sicko crazy guy that was he was EOD or something. Anyway, he used to build bombs and stuff. And this hitman called the Iceman Killer used his services. Anyway, back to racing, boys.
Yeah,
that's kind of morbid. That's very morbid. Oh,
Yeah.
the pace truck's down. Let's go.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, pace truck is down, so we get ready to go back to green flag racing here with the 51 and the 16, getting things all kicked on off here up at the front. Once again, green flag racing here for 105 total laps. The one machine getting bounced out to the outside lane, trying to get around to the 16. He does, sneaking up those extra couple of spots. The 42, Kevin Winker's got a pretty good challenge. Oh, it's a checkup there for that 13 of Mark Beverly, painted as the 45 here tonight. The 42 and the 15 having a pretty good battle here, going nose to tail with the 34. Jesse Calloway trying to run up there on that far outside lane. You can also see there the 88 is Zachary Staten trying to put in some good laps here as well. 86, Jake Bunjo trying to filter his way through some of this traffic, and he's having a tough go of it as well. The 14, Randy Lapidus, trying to find his mark to find a window here as well as that 42 and the 15, or excuse me, the 13 of Mark Beverly continuing to go side by side.
Guys don't have a super long race really here. 105 laps. It sounds like a long race, but it's really not a marathon out here. So these guys are already starting to think about how they're going to split this.
Ooh, 81 sideways.
Oh, yellow's out because of the 81.
Yeah, Brian Torchick going for a ride.
Somebody was blinking next to him. That was strange. Was it Gail Turboville? Let's see what happened. That was weird. Is it a net code probably? I don't know.
Oh, I think it was, yeah. Cale Turbeville did blink a little bit. We don't normally see Cale
Oh, they were 4 foot apart.
blinking that often. So yeah, I think this is a...
That was terrible.
This is
4 feet apart.
This is the case of put that one on iRacing. Yeah, they were a solid couple feet apart there, and unfortunately the 81 going around because of it.
Did they not update anything with the trucks on iRacing? That's what I'm a little concerned about. They've been paying. I love iRacing, don't kid yourself, but they've really been paying attention to those Harbor Freight cars they got running on the top of the Cup instead of some of these other machines that everybody loves to run. The trucks are awesome, man. We need to head down to Boston and just maybe have like a picket line or something. Start
some kind of movement. It'll be
need a movement to let's bombard them with fix the hit boxes on the trucks. Don't put my name on it though. I don't want to be any part of that, y'all. Tell them Zuckerberg sent you.
What?
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm not mad at iRacing. I love iRacing.
Great recovery.
Indeed. Jonathan Herbert was able to reconnect for that 87 machine, so we can now get all focused on him here, running his little patriotic thing. Absolutely looking good tonight.
Josh Kelleher over there in the chat says we got a blinker. Didn't see who that was. Apparently we've got one of the trucks that's fading in and out.
Well, my notebook is out, so feel free in there in chat. Like I said, if you see a truck that you really enjoy and love their paint schemes, I'm keeping a tally. So definitely, be shouting those on out. And I know us three have to put our noggins together here and start voting for something.
I'll message you guys my my pick, I think. But yeah, fans out there in the YouTube channel, as we go through these paint schemes, you need to tell us who your favorite is, and then we'll keep track of it, and that'll be the fan vote favorite. So thank y'all so much for joining us. it's awesome to see the fans be able to get involved in the process here at the end of the race to determine who's got the coolest paint.
Anytime the fans can get involved, it's fun.
Yeah.
We love talking to everybody and having a good time.
Most
We
of the
had like
fun, right?
a record crowd the other night. Like
we had
like probably 400 people were watching one race. You know,
no, it wasn't that many.
it was so big. No, it was fun. We had a lot of viewers. It's not 400.
People were
Oh.
wanting to see the desert camo one again, and good thing you
There it is.
brought us back to it. Look at the side of the truck there. He's got the boot with the rifle and the helmet. Oh man,
It's got all the service symbols on the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I gotta look at that truck on a closer level here.
Oh, look, the 51. We got a 51 fan, Joshua Moore.
no, that makes a couple.
I guess we'll have to figure this out by the end of this race.
44's got Uncle Sam on the hood.
Uncle Sam.
Never forget 9/11/01. Yeah,
Yeah,
9/11.
hard to forget that.
Very cool.
Well, everybody else has forgotten it, you know.
Yeah, that indeed, and of course 87 of Jonathan Herbert back here trying to make a couple laps back. Sitting in the back of the field here as we go down the backstretch. Everybody getting all stacked up and ready to head on back to Green Flag Racing, the 87 machine, Freedom Lawn Care, and Ridge Power Sports out there ready to run.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to get used to seeing 6 services on the side of these trucks and stuff now, because you got
Space Force.
Army. Yeah, that's right. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and now the Space Force.
As here we go back to Green Flag Racing we go with that 51 Joshua Moore out in front. Another great restart there for him. The one machine getting all slid on up there as well. He's kind of having a fight with the 16 and Nick Gardner right now with the 4 and the 42 in tow. Looks like things kind of single filing out here quickly, but here in the back we still got the 64 Caleb Tuberville and the 86 going side by side, having a great battle out there.
Man, it's got to be hard to pass here, man.
Man, it's looking like it. As it takes a few laps for these things to really gather up that momentum and find that extra grip. And right behind him, you can see Albert Anderson having a good fight with the 169 of Bad Brad Hunt, trying to put in some laps here.
You can see why it's called Super Speedway. These guys are reaching 172 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That is amazing for a mile and a third.
Yeah, I think
got the power.
we'll see more movement when we get a little more laps on these tires. Some people will run the tires a little too hard, and people will take advantage of that. So, yeah, we're having another blinker that's kind of... Wow, there's quite a bit of blinking out there. Kill Tuberville. I think he had to bounce out or something.
And Tuberville, who normally doesn't have internet issues or anything like that, just might be having some...
His ping is 2,000 and his quality is 50.
Man,
I think it's probably going.
is he using one of those VPNs or something out here tonight? He's having a rough
down
go.
low now. He just popped back up and he's down low on the track. I don't know.
Well, his connection numbers are improving. He might stick around for
Why
a
don't
minute.
you tell the audience what those connection numbers mean?
Well, ping is your connection speed to the server. Is that correct? And quality is what the game is receiving as far as data from your connection. So those two numbers in conjunction can tell you whether you're going to be able to stick around or not. And they're in yellow or red for us when we look at the entries screen. So we can see when guys are having a hard time, like Bad Brad Hunt right now. He's got a ping of 258, 266 now. But his quality is good, so he's getting a good one-way connection, so he's not blinking out right now.
Man, I just took a nap during that entire segment.
I'm glad you asked me about it then.
Wow.
You jackass.
Why don't you tell the folks at home how much of a nerd you are? Wow. What in the world were you talking about? I have no clue what you just said, but nonetheless, it looks like it's getting good out there.
I made it up.
I got lost, and I'm not going to lie. I don't know what to say, Brown, but they're kind of single filing out right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the 15 looks like he wants to go racing against the 42 here, but just isn't finding that hole or the room to maybe make a move. Same thing with the 34, Jesse Calloway back here. This is some of the closest running that we got right now. I mean, David Wright in that 44, he's all mixed in it with the 169 of Brad Hunt and the 45 of Tyler Beverly here as well. Everyone's starting to really align on up. 24, Andrew Hansley kind of tailing at the end of that line. Jay Burton there as well, having a pretty good race. So as of right now, though, I mean, it's just Jonathan Herbert, who is that only car a couple laps down, so he's trying to pick it on up here.
He's the only guy that's not on the lead lap right now, which is, it's kind of crazy to see at a track that's this short. I know it's a super speedway technically, but to me, if it's less than a mile and a half, it's damn near a short track. And to have 22 trucks on the lead lap right now is just crazy. I'm glad to see it, though. This is a lot of fun.
It is, and all right, we're 25 laps in, 105 total laps. 4 total sets of tires. At what point, with 75% fuel, what point do you think we're going to start coming down?
I don't know, man. If I was one of these guys, I'd be just trying to baby it and try to make a full fuel run, because you know you're going to get cautions here when guys start losing traction, right? So if I was one of these guys out here, I'd just ride a high line, try to put the least amount of wheel input as possible, and try to conserve fuel and conserve tire wear, because you're going to have track position on those guys that didn't later on.
That's a nice look at it. I think you're right, but I think they're starting to slide around a little bit on the track with the tire wear probably starting to come into play right about now.
We've seen the guys, though, Brown, like our buddy Greg Klein that races in a couple of the leagues and who we've known for years. He's one of those guys that can ride around out here, and he can save tires and still be competitive and at the same time conserve fuel. So some of these guys are able to do that out here. We're just going to be finding out who is by who's not when they start spinning out here.
Yeah, that indeed. Oh, it's the 4 machine getting loose after almost making contact against the 34 up against the outside wall there. He's going to lose quite a few spots. Eric Stoy was looking pretty racy there, but now he's got to gather all that momentum back on up as the 329 and the 45, the fake 45, the real 13 of Mark Beverly goes for a little bit of a race there. But in the meantime, 51 Joshua Moore looking super comfortable here tonight. He is out in front, and he's got nothing but space looking out that back window of his.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to not have a lot of pressure coming from behind, where you can kind of run your own line and you don't have to worry about somebody sneaking up behind you and sticking a quarter panel inside or outside of you there. Oh, contact between the 87 and the 17. 87 losing a lot of ground there. That's the first kind of mediocre contact that we've seen here today.
A good battle right here. Jake Bunjo, Randy Lapidus, Cale Turbeville's back with his pinging, not pinging, whatever you were talking about stuff.
Yeah, he knows a lot more about it than I do. I'm just trying to give
Bill
I
Winkers
understand.
joined us to tell us exactly what's going on with it.
Yeah,
What does he say?
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, Bill Winkers on the chat. He's describing.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you read that for
He
the
says-
audience at home?
God, you're gonna make me read it verbatim.
Well, yeah.
Ping measures latency, time to get from one device to another. The network routes the traffic through additional routers. This increases ping time. The shorter the ping time, the better.
Boom. See, that was real quick and clean. Thank you, Bill Winker.
But the quality side of it is a little bit different. I think that's the information that the game server that's hosting this sim is receiving from your computer. I think that's the quality.
We all know it
Number.
goes through Langley, Virginia. Everybody knows that. So
Oh, the CIA? Yeah.
yeah, of course. I mean, they're running everything. So that might be part of the problem. Back to you, Brown.
Part of the problem is you guys are some kind of special. But either way, we have some great racing out here as the 4 of Eric Stoy kind of falls back a little bit here. We still have the 42 and the 88 having a pretty solid battle up here inside of this top 10. Here comes the 329 of Albert Anderson trying to catch on up, and he does to that 14 of Randy Lapidus trying to make a pass up there on that bottom side. Same thing with Mark Beverly and Jake Bunjo having their own special battle right there in front of them as well.
Keep those fan votes coming for the paint of the race.
Yeah.
We are keeping track of that, so thank y'all so much for participating in this.
Are you got your tally board up? Are you keeping track?
Yes, sir, I am.
Nice.
I still got to make up my mind. It's going to be a difficult decision.
What happened?
It's going to be a difficult decision on which one I vote for.
Yeah, for our choice.
They're
Yeah.
freaking awesome. They're all freaking awesome.
That it is as we continue to race green flag here. Nice green flag run having as we're here on lap 36. Most of these guys haven't pitted yet, and I got to imagine they're probably getting close here on tires. I mean, we're only about a second off what their fastest lap times were, so it's not too terrible out there just yet, but I got a feeling fuel is going to probably start sliding up to be a little bit of an issue for these drivers.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tower operator says NSA. Yeah, that's probably true. Number 87 for the paint vote from Julie Herbert. Not used to this track. It's kind of mind-boggling what's happening out there. I'm trying to compare it to a track that we normally see.
Man, it
pinpoint it.
kind of like Iowa, but it's a little longer than Iowa. It's like the in-between of Iowa and Kansas.
Yeah,
What-
it's like an
is
Iowa-Kansas type of thing.
I was like, what, 7/8 of a mile
Yep.
or something?
Iowa's
But
7/8 a
Kansas
mile.
is Kansas like 1 mile?
Kansas mile and a half.
Okay, it's kind
Bigger.
of
It's in betweener.
yeah.
Yeah. This is a neat.
It is
neat
cool.
track.
Does NASCAR go to this track currently, or is this something just for the trucks and whatnot?
I
don't think they.
I don't
think
Get
they
me
race
lying.
here.
I can't remember the last time.
I don't think they race here.
Well,
on the big.
didn't they come here last
so.
year? I can't remember. Thought they did.
All I remember is when Ross Chastain landed his right hand on that young fella's face. That was kind of fun.
Was that here?
No, that was just the other day
Oh.
in NASCAR. That's what I remember about races.
No, Justin, it is not too late at all, as we're going to be holding this fan vote all the way up until that checkered flag, so still about 60 laps of voting left. And, boy, it's getting tight out there.
Yeah, it is. There's a great participation out here from the fans.
Got to have that. We couldn't sit here and do that with do what we're doing without having people watching. If if we were doing this and nobody was watching, we'd really feel dumb.
Sounds
we're
to me
glad
on the
they're
radio
with
that
us.
we've got our first
Pits.
pit
Yeah.
stops maybe happening here. Yahtzee.
Yeah, 44,
Whoa.
David Wright sending it on down into pit road. The 45 of Tyler Beverly down there as well. Same thing with the 169 of Brad Hunt making their first green flag pit stops here this evening, almost to the halfway point. As it looks like here comes the 15 of Cody Staten on down now. So things are going to get a little bit more spread out now, and at the same time all mixed up, Turner, because you know what happens when these guys come in for green flag pit stops. That means we're going to have merging issues and traffic ebbing and flowing and new tires and old tires and a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, blending in becomes a problem on green flag pit stops, especially at a smaller track like this. We may see some issues. Hopefully nobody gets trapped a lap down on pit road. But man, this is really a neat track, running real fast for a short track. I would consider anything less than 1.5 miles is probably considered a short track.
Man, I think I'd draw my line limit at 1 mile.
1 mile? Okay, this is just... Why would you make it 1.33 miles? So that's just...
Well,
were they using kilometers like Canada or something?
There's a possibility of that, but they could also have been, run into issues the same thing like Darlington was. They had, a duck pond they had to
Move around,
move
work
around.
around the duck pond? Yeah. Earl tells me that was a week ago when Ross Chastain did that. Oh, I didn't... Well, it just seems like... I don't know. I just like the fights, Earl. You know that. A lot of guys pitting here. This is interesting. See what happens.
That indeed it is. I mean, mainly our top 3 leaders, Moore, Gardner, and Callaway, still staying on out. No one coming on in and down pit road just yet. 64 trying to chase down that fake Mark Beverly driver here, trying to scoop his way on up into a top four position as Eric Stoy and Brian Torchia down there coming off of the pits right now as well. We got Kevin Winker in a battle here still with the 88 of Zach Staten, even though both drivers have come on down and hit their pit boxes. So a whole bunch of action still out here on the racetrack. Randy Lapidus now trying to catch on up to the actual 45 of Tyler Beverly here.
Oh, somebody's sideways, and I did not catch who that was, but they're in the grass.
Frank Granger in the 17. He's trying to rejoin the track and do it safely without throwing the yellow. Oh, he's got to get up to speed here. Down on that apron. I think he will. I think we're going to stay green flag racing here while he gets that truck back under him here.
Well, that saved us a caution right there, just being safe, getting back out there safely.
Yeah, that indeed it did, as the 51 Joshua Moore continuing to lead here tonight, absolutely free and clear of just about everybody. The 16 and the 34, some of the closest drivers we got out here to him, and they're, a solid 4 seconds back. Then you got Zach Staten, Eric Stoy, and Kevin Winker still in it with a good battle going on right now. $14. Randy Lapidus making the pass up underneath the 45.
How long can these guys make it without doing a pit stop here up front?
Well, up front, it's like
Here we go. We just got the answer.
it's like a chess game, though. When you're up front, right, you're just going to follow the first guy. Isn't that how it normally works when you're up front? I've never really been up front.
Yeah, and the first guy, Josh Moore, just came down to the pit lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the pit cycle in full effect here with Joshua Moore, Jesse Callaway now coming on down, just waiting on the 16 of Nick Gardner to make that dive off down onto pit road. That's going to be at least another lap away.
So this is kind of what we see at some of these intermediate tracks is, ebbs and flows and lots of green flag laps and green flag pit stops, and we're seeing that here tonight. It's just going to further spread the field out. And right now, 6 trucks remain on the lead lap out of a, 26 truck field?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's going to work itself back out. They
Yeah,
tend to
probably
do
when they
so.
cycle around.
Yeah. I don't know. HCK Beagles RacingLeague.com. Can't you go over there and look at the driver bios and whatnot?
Yes, you can. And
see some cool
they have a
stuff.
sponsor page and everything.
Oh,
That's the 16 Nick Gardner in the 26 of Jay Burton coming on down into pit lane, and this will finish up our kind of cycling through some of these drivers. I know a couple guys like Mark Beverly, Haas Beverly, and Andrew Hansley have yet to come down during this green flag. They came on down during one of the cautions. They're back on lap 13, so they got a little bit more fuel than the rest of these leaders do. But they're still going to have to come on down, and that might be their only other stop, whereas these other drivers, I think they're probably going to be a few laps short.
Well, it might be a good strategy just to stay out until you have to pit, because you might catch that yellow. And if the other guys pit behind you too, you're going to have great track position. So
yeah, it's
let's see
just
what they do.
it's a gamble. I mean, you're going
The
to have
preference.
to, yeah, roll the dice at some point and kind of go with the gut every once in a while. I love Haas's name, Haas Beverly. I hope that's his real name. I mean, when you were a kid, did your
I
grandparents,
love the
grandfather, what did he call you, Haas? They always like, hey, Haas. Yeah, I always used to be called Haas. But,
No, but I watched Bonanza and I loved Haas.
oh, okay. Maybe that's where that came from.
Well,
Hell, I didn't even know.
maybe, I don't know.
I thought everybody was called Haas back then. Hey, Haas.
Well, speaking of Haas, he's out there in second right now, trying to chase down some of these other drivers. But here comes that 51 Joshua Moore, running
You
almost a
just said
30,
that?
a 30-second flat almost time there for that 51 machine. He's got the one of Nate Cogdell sitting right there on his back bumper, trying to maybe force him into a mistake and earn up a freebie spot out here. While we got our kind of little pit cycle up underway here, and everybody tries to filter on out and get everything all squared away, let's step aside here for just a quick, it's only about a minute or so, commercial break brought to you by the Sonic Graphic Designs, and we'll be up and ready for the remaining second half of this fantastic race here at Nashville Super Speedway. Hey, like I said, just a nice quick one step away there. And see a 42 and the 329 get all caught on up with the 34 Jesse Calloway here. A nice good battle fighting inside of this top 10. Joshua Moore slowly creeping his way back on up to where the current leaders are of Mark Beverly and Haas Beverly. He's passed now Cody Staten and gotten away from Nate Cogdell, as well as here comes Jesse Calloway looking like he's trying to make a pass down there underneath the 42.
Adam Strom hanging out with us in the chat tonight, saying howdy fellas, how's everyone doing there tonight, eh? Well, Adam, you didn't show up to the track. Where's the cooler of beer that you promised Adam? Because
Yeah.
he's down there on the pit lane. He was expecting some Lone Star Lights. I'm not sure what
Yes.
you're going to bring him from, the
That's
Great
what
White North up there, eh?
Well, what do they have? I mean, I'm willing to try.
Elsinore?
12, I'll take 12. No, make
no,
that 24 Elsinore beers, eh? Man. They
Yeah,
blended
keep
out
those-
really good out here, Brown, didn't they?
Yeah, they're looking.
Sure.
They're looking good. Sure.
Sure.
Keep those fan votes coming out there. We're seeing a lot of votes out here for the best paint of the race. Beverly Rapp out there voting for the 51 of Josh Moore for paint job for Memorial Day. Thank you so much, Beverly, for being here. Shauna Flick, of course, voting for the 42.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Cotton says the Cup Series is going to be at Nashville on June 25th.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be a fun one.
Nashville's fun. I think you just went there. Didn't you say it was a good time?
The town, holy
Yeah.
smokes, dude! I didn't know it was that big, that crazy, that fun, that busy. Oh man, I thought I was in New York City. I'm a country boy. When I went down there. I thought San Antonio was big and busy. Holy smokes! Nashville's so concentrated and centralized. It was nuts, man. It blew my mind.
I haven't been since the 80s, so. And it was cool then, but I know it's grown up.
Tower operator picking up on our strange brew.
You got it. You understand. Finally, somebody gets us.
Yeah, Matt Bunjo, of course, vote for the 86 of Jake Bunjo out there. Jake Bunjo having a pretty good run out there tonight, holding down the fort right there at 12th spot. Well, now he's in 11th.
We had some late takers down there onto pit road from those guys that last pitted on lap 13. So everybody hitting their green flag pit stops here tonight, and it didn't look like we had too many penalties down there on pit road either there, Turner.
No, I don't think we saw any. Of course, I wasn't really paying attention, but I don't think we saw any.
I was half-assed, man.
Yeah, we were talking about other stuff. Sometimes it gets... we start talking about things that, we just kind of forget to mention the important parts about the race, like the pit stops. But yeah, I don't think we had any black flags.
Well, a lot more smaller tracks this season. Next week, going to Rockingham. You guys remember that track before they shut it down? Rockingham was a great location.
They're bringing it back. They're going to bring it back.
They're bringing it back, man. I can't wait. But these guys are going to be there next week.
Is it next week? I think they're taking next week off.
It's the next race then. It's whatever's next on the schedule. Sorry.
Yep, it's 2 weeks. They're gonna have an off week.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
June 6th. It's hard.
Yes, adding up dates and times and reading. It's all hard for us.
You know what?
I said for us. I didn't just say for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
God, I was
You're gonna
trying to give you some...
yourself as well.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm no smarter or better reader than you are. Trust me.
Oh, I'm such a good, more gooder than you at reading.
Exactly, I'm
Yeah,
not. Man, you want to fight over here? We're going to have a fight in Nashville.
As the fake 45, the 13, Mark Beverly making his way up and by the 81 of Brian Torchia, now trying to catch on up to the 44 of David Wright here, making up a couple extra spots on those new tires that he just got put on there. He also got the 42, Kevin Winker, trying to run away from the 16, Nick Gardner. He's having a real tough time of doing that. You also got the 15, Cody Staten, kind of playing the middleman blocker here, as Nate Cogdell losing time after time here, trying to catch on back up to the 51 of Joshua Moore, but Cody Staten doing a heck of a job there in second, just absolutely running some great laps here, and keeping his teammate up there at the front by, well, quite a good margin here, as that 5.5 seconds that Joshua Moore has built on up. Man, that is looking pretty darn good.
A lot of racing left to do here. Guys barely over halfway here. I don't know, man. I'm looking at a late caution probably. Stack these guys back up, and then the aggression is all going to let loose. Kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, I think that's what you're hoping for. I don't know if that's what we'll get. They are fairly spread out at the moment. Man, you never know. We can't predict anything here. Crazy things happen in iRacing. That's always the answer.
And that it is, as the we're rounding out to lap number 69 and getting ready to head on down there for the final 30 laps here of this race. Andrew Hansley making up a spot as Brian Torcha comes on down into pit lane and picks up a late pit stop here. I think he might have done the math and realized, we're not going to quite make it. Let me just do my pit stop now so I don't have to maybe fight through some of the traffic later on. Jake Bunjo in the 86 machine doing about the same thing as Nate Cogdell is now out and around that 15 of Cody Staten, trying to chase down that 51 Joshua Moore. Now here comes that 34 of Jesse Calloway as well, trying to make up the few more spots.
Well, making up spots is the name of the game. Albert Anderson, America's Driver's up 12. Cale Turbeville's up 15. So good to see those guys kind of making their way to the front. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the paint scheme I want to vote for.
Yeah, man.
Who do I need to send it to? I'll send it to you, English. I'll send
Well, send in our little general chat that we got.
Oh, okay. Well, my computer may explode if I do that, but I'm going to try.
Either way, man, whatever you got to do. But yeah, man, great racing here from Nashville Super Speedway. This track is a gem. I hope they never get rid of this thing, because look at the awesome green flag runs we're getting on such a small track that's so narrow. And it might have something to do with this league and how clean they are at running this deal. Oh, Brown, it looks like we've got a broadcaster decision made.
Yeah.
So we've got that locked in.
Gotten that one locked in, and we'll announce that here once when we get the checkered flag and get ready to...
Well, our vote's kind of like the Electoral College, so...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really... It does matter, but it doesn't matter. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Just remember that at home.
Not AAA. AAA broadcasting. We're an oligarchy.
Yeah, are
All
we?
three of us rule.
Who's making all the money then? I don't see us as an oligarchy.
Not us.
I wish.
The sponsors are. Well, that's kind of the point, right? The sponsors to make money.
We need our own sponsor, like double sponsor. We tried to help this one beer company. They didn't want our help.
I got to work on a microbrewery whose name will remain nameless.
Yeah. Ooh, more pitting. Nathan Cogdell is gonna pit.
And Nate Cogdell in the one machine coming on down to pit after making up a good chunk of time there. He was slowly having a good battle there with the 34 Jesse Calloway. Now the 4 of Eric Stoy catching on up to the 15 of Cody Staten here, trying to make a pass up underneath him. Looks like he's going to trickle on through. Same thing with the 16 of Nick Gardner, trying to make a pass here on the 15 as well.
Tower operator.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was watching that, and I know exactly what happened.
It too. It swung back the other way.
Well, it was amazing how quickly things changed at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're right, tower operator. What the world? Why are we getting started on this?
Well, and Earl Evans, our sponsor, not sponsored machine. A little, what is it called? A disclaimer. And we don't
Yeah.
pay him to support us, but he supports us nonetheless
Yeah.
in every league he runs in. And we
And he
love Earl.
shows up
Yeah,
and he hangs out with us
Yeah.
when he's not racing. So
I can't wait to go to his part of Florida and just hang out and shoot the shit and drink some beer with.
there's too many alligators.
Well, we deal with that here. Yeah, you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. So it
Yeah,
works most of the time.
sometimes.
Yeah, I think the 15, Cody Staten, really feeling it on those old tires now as the 329 Albert Anderson making his way on through. Same thing with the 64 Cale Turbeville. Oh man, it's didn't really see it that first run, but now we definitely are. Some of these guys struggling on these older tires, trying to put in those great lap times. Here is now a 64, now moving on up into 6. You can see here the 4 of Eric Stoy. He's got the 16. Nick Gardner poking around at that back door, now looking up underneath, and he's going to try to make the pass here. Looks like the 4 will lift just a little bit in that mid corner, and you know what? That's a great call there. He's now able to put the power down and maintain speed and not kill each other's momentum there, while they continue to try to catch up with tonight's leader, Joshua Moore, up over 7 seconds now of a lead.
YouTube
Yep.
just died.
It did. It's not dead on my end. That's pretty impressive. Up that much.
And it looks like Jonathan Herbert able to reconnect again, dealing with some crazy storms out down there. Same thing with looks like who was it? It was Cale Turbeville's internet seems to have been able to fix itself here. 17 Frank Ranger trying to put in some more laps and maybe try to sneak up a position. He's a couple laps down now. Same thing with David Wright. You also got Brian Torcha and Jake Bunjo having a great race back here, trying to find each other and sneak up into that top 15. As the 15, speaking of the 15, Cody Staten comes back out of the pits, and he's going to be racing against these fellas for a while. As here we go, Joshua Moore coming down to the pits from the lead. So that's your answer. These guys will not make it here on fuel, and making the election to pit here with about 24 laps left to go.
So making the money stop under green, Brown, this is crazy. It's really hard to hit your box, hit the speed limit, everything, and still make a great exit here.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
all
this is
happening now too. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch these black flags, see if anybody, obtains one here as they're coming down. Just trying to. Every second counts at this point in the race.
Yeah, Callaway, Winker, Staten, and Anderson all down there on pit road. Same thing with Tyler Beverly out there trying to hit their pit boxes here.
Thank you, Bill Winker, for your words out there. Lots of nice looking trucks out there. Thanks for supporting our service members, especially those who gave their life so that we can remain free. My vote is for the 42s paint. Yeah, man, that's what Memorial Day is all about. Not about the veterans who are still with us. It's about those who are no longer with us. So think about the people in your neighborhood that might be a Gold Star family member, and just keep in your prayers. Go visit them. Just go let them know you're thinking about them. Bring them some banana bread or something. I don't know.
Well, and he's talking about Kevin Winker's paint, and I like the tailgate of this thing, home of the free because of the brave. And if more people would understand what that meant, we wouldn't be in such a whirlwind we are here in America right now. So I love that paint scheme. Really cool, a lot of chrome on it. Great looking paint for the 42 of Kevin Winker.
Janelle, oh my goodness, English. What's that last name? Because I'm gonna butcher it worse than you would.
Where are we at?
Janelle putting something out there saying gotta go find all those votes.
Renio?
I don't know. But yeah, they had to find a lot of votes. Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, 3 wide with Winker.
And trying to filter out. Again, this is what green flag pit stops do. You get people on different strategies. Some people running up against older tires, some people on the new stuff, and 42 a Winker navigating that successfully here as the 15 Cody Staten still being chased down by that 34 Jesse Calloway. Albert Anderson trying to sneak around. Oh, finding the window there as that one was closing fast. The 22, man, the 22 machine causing some fits for these drivers out here. That's Haas Beverly.
Well, I tell you what, the drivers of all these Muhlenberger Custom Homes trucks are trying to find their way to the front. We got a couple within striking distance. Is it too late here as we come up on 3 to go?
It's getting close. They have a little bit of time, but not probably enough time to get up front like they normally are, all bunched up together
Gap's
in
too
some of
big.
these super speedway races. But here it's a little bit different.
And
I tell you what, it's been a race of attrition out here for these guys that are, just out there biding their time. The guys that are running fast are doing great out there, Alan. And our top 5 are the only guys on the lead lap.
that they are having a absolutely good time out there. Give me a second.
Go ahead, buddy. You got the last couple laps here whenever you were getting ready to have it.
Stromer's he's voting for the 42, but he doesn't want it to change mysteriously overnight. It could happen.
Familiar.
Sure could.
These guys get ready to take the checkered flag. Looking to next week, these guys can
Checkered
expect,
flag.
Yeah, here pretty soon. They're about to take the white
16
here.
laps. So you guys got
There
16
you go.
laps
16 laps.
answer this poll that is going up. We've narrowed it down to 3 of these drivers.
Oh, hell.
And I had to do this because we got a deadlock heat, tie, whatever else you want to call it, for whoever's got the fan vote here right now. So here we go. Pick between these 3 drivers as who you would like to win the fan vote award for paint schemes here this evening. Whether it be the 51 of Mr. Joshua Moore, who's been running all night long, very strong, and a fantastic paint scheme out there, or the 42 of Mr. Kevin Winker out there with a good sizable margin of a vote out there as well. But he's running really strong right now as he tries to make a pass on the 5 machine, now trying to maybe sneak down low and get another couple of spots as well. And then, of course, the 87 machine of Jonathan Herbert. Not the night he wanted, had some delays there trying to get back in the service after having a little power outage there. But the 87 machine as well inside of that 3 votes. And yeah, Adam Strom, I know what I'm doing.
Man, we got a lot of producers tonight. We are.
From our associate producer from.
Well, he's an assistant to the assistant producer. Thanks, Strom.
Yeah, but he
Never
brings us-
mind. He might have had one too many of those old styles. Don't they drink that up there? The old style beer.
Hams.
Hams with the Hams bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elsinore. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right there on the border.
Well, you might as well go up and cross over and get some Elsinore. Probably need a passport. Get across the border these days.
Get your passport ready and get some Elsinore, Hoser.
And make sure you get those votes on in, because you have until that checkered flag flies for the vote goes official, as we have the 64 and the 42 machine going into a nice tight lock battle here, trying to find each other inside this top 10. The 86 of Jake Bunjo as well, trying to chase down the 81 of Brian Torcha, and the looks like trying to get around the fake 45 as well. That might also be the real 45. I don't know. It's too dang close. But same thing with the vote. I'm watching the voting numbers. It is very close, folks. So every vote will count.
Janelle tells us how to say her name. Hernio. Easy. That's easy. It's not a mouthful. That's pretty easy once you know how to say it. Pretty cool. Oh, look at Strom loves some hams too. Of course he does. Got some in the fridge if you want some. I use it just for like beer can chicken. It's not drinkable.
Yeah, you use it. It's like when somebody brings you a bottle of wine over to a party and you're like, oh, this is great.
Cooking wine.
I'll use this to cook with.
Yeah.
Dogging on hams. That's wrong. People say the same thing about Paps.
That's
Debatable.
That's probably true.
34 Jesse Calloway getting on up into this podium with the pass on the one of Nate Cogdell. A solid run there, jumping on up into third place. Currently, first place being held by Mark Beverly. He pitted on lap 59, trying to make it here to the end, and he's also got Joshua Moore about 6 seconds back with 8 laps to go. Is this going to be a case of saving enough fuel? As we got a traffic jam here with that fake 45, the 13 of Mark Beverly out here. 3 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide. Oh my goodness, we got action going on.
And this is one of the cleanest races we've ever seen, and these guys are still thrilling us.
Oh, and they're able to make it through. Oh, Bunjo up into the outside wall, losing that momentum as he was splitting it down the middle. Of course, while that's all going on, the 88 of Zach Staten is trying to play spoiler for some of these guys and be like, hey, you guys going to get into a fight? I'm just going to pick and choose my way through you. Sneaking back up this leaderboard as well. So with about 7 laps to go and a 4-second differential right now, Beverly still out in front, but Moore is charging here, especially on that new set of tires, trying to put in solid laps as the ticker starts to tick away.
Now we're getting close. Aggression should be at full throttle right now. I'm sure hoping to see somebody get mad.
It's possible. I mean, we're clicking it on down. It's almost over with here.
Mark Beverly in the 45-13 machine. I'm not sure what happened with that, but since he's in first, yeah, well, numbers are hard too, apparently, between iRacing and Trading Paints.
David Wright in the 44 machine trying to find a way around the 22, not quite able to do so. Gap is now just under 2.5 with 5 laps to go. Does Beverly have enough tires to try to stay away from that 51 machine? Oh my goodness, this one is getting close.
Well, one thing about it, Mark Beverly, he's got another zip code behind him before he gets to Josh Moore. He's just kind of cruising around here. He might not even be in top gear. He's just kind of cruising around, you know, feathering the throttle every now and then. Make sure he's got a full beer.
Yeah, but
2
there's
seconds,
some,
man.
yeah,
There's
not.
There's no hope.
There's it's only a second at this point, but we are.
I mean, there's 3 laps worth of hope here as the gap is now under half a second, but there's also a big chunk of traffic here as well as everybody's going 3 wide with the leader. Mark Beverly there in the 45 trying to stay out in front as he goes up to block the 51 just a little bit. The 169 trying to pick his way on through as well as a lap car coming back down through turns 3 and 4. Coming to the line is going to be 2 laps left to go here.
Got to use your lap traffic as a blocker here.
He don't have the
That's
tires.
his only hope.
He doesn't have the tires to do it.
He just lost that.
Well, yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, but here he
maybe
comes,
not.
coming back through, going back 3 wide here, finding that extra turbo boost, getting that nose back out in front of that 51, breaking down that back straightaway here. 51 up on the high side, the 13 fake 45 on the inside, heading back down the line, crossing the home. Mark securing that position down to the line to to the block, as here we go. White flag is out, and we are racing here, fellas, as the 51 dives it in strong. The 45 does a little crossover, shooting it back down the racetrack. 51 slides on up into the outside wall. He's got one final chance to gather up the momentum and get a run, as the 13/45 makes his break down through turns 3 and 4. I think he might have made his bed and laid in it. Joshua Moore coming up a little short as the 13 comes flying across the line, picking up the race win.
There's no way.
At least they made it exciting.
He should have been caught by those guys, but
Man.
I think they were just they were overshooting it. Like, Joshua Moore was going in like a wild man. Mark Beverly was real conservative with those tires last pitted on 59. Josh Moore and Callaway on 81 and 82. So, man, what a run by Beverly. How did he hold him off? That was something different we don't normally see.
That was amazing. No clue.
That was amazing as well. Speaking of amazing, these amazing paint schemes have been voted on by yours truly in our official broadcaster vote. The winner is the number 1 machine, Nate Cogdell, picking up the broadcaster award for paint scheme here tonight. Nate, fantastic job done on that paint job out there tonight. And tonight's fan vote winner by a slim margins, it's going to be the 42, Kevin Winker, bring it on home for the fan vote.
Both guys with great paints, but oh man, so many other drivers out there that really showed up. Great patriotic paint jobs that paid tribute to Memorial Day. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Man, a fantastic run in here. Does the 45 not have enough gas? Did he run out?
Good, man.
We're going to find out. He was coasting pretty much the entire way there. Well, we'll just have to wait and see if he's able to get some burnouts up in there. But yeah, it's technically the 13, but it's the fake 45. But while we're here on the pit lane, we're getting the number 34 third place finisher, Mr. Jesse Callaway, joining us up here in the booth, having a solid race there in third tonight. Jesse, man, it was a long, tough run for you guys on out there. You did a pretty good job hanging on into third. You had to make some passes there against Stoy and Cogdell, but man, it was a fantastic race. But it looked like it was everybody against Joshua Moore here tonight.
Yeah, that 51 truck was on their level. There was no competing with him, and Mark had a really good strategy, and congratulations to Mark Beverly. But yeah, just slowly worked our way up through the field throughout the race, and something, I haven't raced here much at all, so something just kind of clicked about halfway and got a really good run going.
And
great job out there tonight. Next week, you guys are off for Memorial Day, but the following week, y'all are headed to where are they headed?
In a couple weeks, Rockingham.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Rockingham. So Rockingham been shut down for a while, but they're bringing it back. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I love Rockingham. I'm not necessarily the greatest there, but it's a super fun track, short track. I really look forward to it. That was news to me that we were even off next week. I had no idea. So I'll definitely be looking forward to it 2 weeks from now.
Well, don't listen to us. We don't know much of anything. You may be on this week. We could be wrong, but congratulations. You got a podium finish. Who'd you like to give some shout-outs to?
Shout out to my teammates, Nate Cogdell and Tyler Beverly, and Sonographic Design, all the sponsors on the truck, and any family and friends out there watching.
Man, great running out there for that 34 machine of Mr. Jesse Callaway. Man, congratulations. Enjoyed the week off here for the Memorial Day break, and we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action at the beginning of June here, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Sweet. Slide him on down and just wait for a couple people to jump into that podium chat, so that way we know they are ready for the talking to. But yeah, fantastic race out there tonight, fellas. And again, like we said, we had some fantastic paints. It really did come down to the wire. Originally, I was looking at my notes. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to throw this one up for a poll, and that's exactly what happened. It was essentially a 3-way tie based on the tally and what people were saying, and we had to go and do the official poll.
That's a neat track. Thanks to all the guys that went to the trouble of pulling up a custom paint or making one for Memorial Day, and it's all for the right reasons, guys. We're honoring everybody that didn't make it home. So thank y'all so much for sticking with the spirit here and doing what you can to honor our fallen vets.
Did that indeed, and I don't know what's going on with people here. I don't know if Mark understands where they gotta be.
Well, if you don't know where he needs to be, then
well, a guy who knows where he needs to be finally took him a hot minute is the Mr. Joshua Moore, your poll award winner, coming on up here to join us in the booth with a solid second place finish, one that he, I'm sure, wishes was one spot better, but a great drive there for the 51 of Joshua Moore, who, man, Josh, that was some tight fighting that you had with Mark there at the end.
Yeah, honestly, I had no idea that was Mark. I thought that was Tyler. The 245s got me screwed up, and so I was trying to I thought Mark was in the white one, and I was trying to I was like, why is Tyler racing me so hard? And I tried to just slide job him, and then just so upsetting. I could have had it if I knew that was him.
And it was confusing because he was the 13 on my screen too. But a lot of people saw him as the 45. So I don't understand what's going on with trading paints and iRacing and the communication in between. Just ridiculous. But next week, a little bit different track, man. Rockingham, a lot different from Nashville. You guys ready for that? It's gonna be nuts because it's gonna be a little bit shorter, a little bit closer quarters, a little bit higher banking, a little bit more fun, probably.
I don't know about fun, but yeah, I'm so far behind in points right now. I'm bad at short track, so I'm probably just gonna ride around and try to get points right now. I missed 2 races, and then my internet went out in one of them, and I got wrecked at Daytona. So 2 top 5s for me this year now.
you got time to catch up, and you did so tonight. Man, I thought you were gonna get him there. You had such better tires. You might have overshot him a little bit there. I don't know. You can talk about that, but also, who would you like to thank and some shout out?
Yeah, that last slide job, that was just a desperate attempt to get past who I thought was a lap car. Yeah, but I want to thank, first of all, Bruce Muehlberger Custom Homes. He's been with me for a while. Wish I got his car in the victory lane tonight, but I want to thank my parents, girlfriends for watching this. Thank my grandma for watching this. I have her son on the windshield, my Uncle Matt on there, and this means a lot to her tonight. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
Well, definitely a great showing for the 51 here this evening with some fantastic racing out there, man. Congratulations on the solid second place finish, and good luck coming up a couple weeks there at Rockingham.
All right, thank you.
And with that, we move on up to a man who has made the Turner list, Mr. Mark Beverly, the fake 45, even faking out your second place finisher there, the 51 Joshua Moore. But 13 of Mark Beverly picking up the race win with a fantastic strategy call there. Mark, congratulations picking up that win here, buddy, and just kind of walk us through A, that last pit stop, but B, your strategy, and also C, those final few laps racing against Josh.
Yeah, so Josh was really fast, and we had those couple early cautions there, and I figured I would just top off. I thought it would be close to do one stop, so I just stuck with it to see if I could make it. I actually thought I was going to be, I don't know, half lap short or something coming to the white. It just didn't look like it was going to, but I just half throttled it around there in the last 3 and 4 and made it across the line. But the last couple laps with Josh, yeah, they were pretty fun. He said he got messed up on my car number, so I don't know what happened with that. I know on my screen it was right with 13, but I don't know. He like dove in deep on 1 and 2, and I kind of just went underneath him, and then I don't know what happened to him after that.
Yeah, it was right on my screen too. I had the 13, the winning bid diecast auctions Chevrolet Silverado all night. So I don't know what other people saw on their screens, but Ohio native out there. Nobody ought to mess with these guys. The Beverly gang, pretty tough group of guys there. Adam, you ought to listen up.
Heck yeah.
Rockingham's coming up. It's going to be a battle. You guys got a plan or what?
I think you got to save tires. That's all I'm going to try to do. I was just trying to do that here and hang out and, maybe survive, get a top 5, but I kind of stole one, I think, so.
Well, I don't know if you stole it. You just drove smart. You handled what you had. You were on quite a bit older tires, and you ran a great line those last few laps, and they tried to they had better tires. I thought they were going to get you, but they just wore themselves out trying to get to you. So you deserve this one, and you did a great job out there. Great run. Who would you like to give some shout-outs to?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I want to shout out to everybody, the admins here. They do a good job. Shout out to you guys doing a great broadcast every week. Everyone watching out there. That fan vote and all the American Memorial Day flag or paints were pretty awesome to see. So, and shout out to the winning bid, what's on the car, and shout out to my teammates at Dialed In Racing there. So.
Yeah, fantastic running there for the 13 of Mark Beverly. Man, congratulations. A great finish here tonight, picking up the race win, and we look forward to what you guys and the Beverly clan can do coming up in a couple weeks over there at Rockingham, man.
Absolutely appreciate it, guys.
And with that, we close out the driver interviews, and boy, oh boy, did we have a fun one here tonight, boys.
Yeah, it was a good one, man. You never know what to expect out of intermediate tracks, but this one was a super speedway bottled in a smaller than intermediate size speedway bottle. So
it was weird, right?
It was really weird, but it was really neat, man. I loved watching the trucks run here.
Yeah, we weren't familiar with this track, and really surprised us. What a great run! They have one caution, I think, all night, pretty much, and really good run by these guys at HCKBRL.com.
Indeed. As we go ahead and do our official driver rundown here, where your favorite driver finished it here for tonight, starting us off with that 13, Mark Beverly running the fake 45 as he picks up the race win. The 51, Joshua Moore, fights and just comes up a little shy there, finishing in second. 34, Jesse Calloway having a fantastic run there himself, finishing in third. You got the 1 of Nate Cogdell having a solid run here tonight as well, finishing in fourth, with the 4 of Eric Stoy rounding out your top 5. A great run there. The 329, Albert Anderson, had a good run there himself, up 12 spots on the day to finish here tonight in 6th. The 16 of Nick Gardner had a pretty good run as well, finishing there tonight in 7th. The 64, Cale Turbeville, your hard charger of the day, finishes up there in 14th up 14 in 8th after having some internet issues there. So great run from Cale. 42, Kevin Winker. He was racing against pretty much everybody on out there, but he still manages to fight for a 9th place finish with his teammate, the 88 of Zachary Staten, rounding out your top 10.
And his other teammate and Zach's brother, Cody Staten, in the 15, finishing in 11th place. 12th, starting 12th, Brian Torchia in the 81 machine. The 44 of David Wright will finish in 13th place after starting way back in 21st. So great job by him working his way up. The last truck on the lead lap, Haas the Boss Beverly in the 22 machine will finish in 14th place. Jake Bunjo in the 86, first truck one lap down, finishes in 15th. 16th will be Randy Lapidus in the 14. The 5 of Stephen Naylor, longtime league member here, he'll finish in 17th place. 18th will be Andrew Hansley, the 4th in the 24. Hansley Motorsports, thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's race. The 45 of Tyler Beverly, sorry about that, will finish 2 laps down in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, Bad Brad Hunt in the 169.
Yeah, 21st, Frank Ranger Jr. in the 17 truck. 22nd, the 26 of Jay Burton. 23rd, Jonathan Herbert in the 87. Race control was Michael Newton. Brian Bassett and Tom Bears didn't show up tonight. Might have had some problems, but that's the end of it.
Yeah, that indeed. So there we have it, your official field here tonight from Nashville Super Speedway. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, because y'all are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, as we are live 5 nights a week and you don't want to miss any of the great racing action. Of course, if you do enjoy it, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button and keep us getting those likes, because that is what we like to see. Of course, big thank you to Hansley Motorsports, tonight's race sponsor. Fantastic job done by them. And of course, big thank you to the rest of the drivers here as well, like Abruzzi Racewear. Fantastic racewear for all your racing, whether it's real life or sim life needs. Be sure to head on over there to Abruzzi Racewear to pick up some fantastic stuff. Big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com as well, your premier merchandising supplier of the HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. Big thank you to Chiefland RC Raceway down there in Florida as well. Be sure to go and check them on out if you enjoy the RC cars and doing some of that racing down in Florida. Big thank you to Sonic Graphic Design and some fantastic paint schemes that they made here this evening and throughout the season. Big time sponsor there. So thank you, Sonic Graphic Design. And of course, big thank you to AdminBoxx as well, the premier button box for race admin solutions. Well, that does it for us here tonight. We look forward to tomorrow night, where the Vigilante Racing League takes on Charlotte and their Roval track. Not the road course side of things, but this is going to be the oval, and a fantastic race indeed. So definitely looking on forward to that one. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
Gone.
See ya.